Most people who want to start an AI agency spend months learning tool and still have zero client to show for it. And when I ask why, the answer is always the same, which is I don't feel ready yet. But here's what I figured out after coaching hundreds of people. Feeling ready has nothing to do with how many tools you know. It has everything to do with whether you've built the right foundation underneath you or not. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what are the 5 core competencies that actually separate the agency that are making money from the one that are still watching tutorials. So not tools, not platform, but actual skills. And in case we haven't met, I'm Joe. I'm an ex-senior manager in big tech. I scaled my own AI agency to 6 figures, helping more than 50 businesses transition to AI. And with that being said, get comfortable and let's dive straight in. Now, before we get into it, here's a reframe that I would like you to have for the whole video. Tools are temporary. Skills compound. The tool that everyone is obsessing over today will most likely be replaced within the next 5 to 6 months. And we have seen that cycle playing over and over again, right? But the person who understands how to diagnose a business problem, package a solution, and deliver a great client experience, well, that person wins no matter what tools comes next. So let's talk about what are those 5 competencies. Competency 1. Business diagnosis. This is the one that nobody talks about and everybody skips. And it is, in my opinion, the highest leverage skill that you can actually develop. And here's the mistake that most beginners make. They learn a tool, they build something cool, and then they go look for someone to sell it. That's completely backwards. The actual job of an agency owner is to walk into a business, figure out where the pain is, and then match the right solution to the right pain. So you are a doctor before being a builder. I had a client, a recruitment firm, who came to me and said that they wanted to automate their candidate outreach. And made sense on the surface, but when I started asking questions like, how many candidates are you contacting per week? What does the response rate look like? Where are the candidates dropping off? I found out that the real problem wasn't really the outreach volume, but they had a CV screening bottleneck problem. Their team was spending something like 15 hours a week manually reading through application before they even sent a single message. And so we fixed that first immediately, freed up capacity, and gain time across the whole team. And if I actually build what they wanted, I would have automated the wrong thing. So now, how do you actually build this skill? Well, you go into calls, even unpaid ones, and ask business owners, what does your week look like? Where do things fall through the cracks? If you had to hire 2 more people tomorrow, what would you hire them to do? And those answers tell you exactly where the automation opportunities are. So practice mapping those answers into simple flowchart. And the tool that you use doesn't really matter. What you are training your brain to do is just thinking in systems. Competency number 2. Offer clarity and sales. I know some of you already cringed when I said sales, but please stay with me. The reason most agencies don't get clients isn't because they can't build. That's the easy part. It's because nobody actually understands what they're selling. And I see people out there saying things like, I offer AI automation solution for businesses. That tells me nothing, it tells the client nothing, and you're basically saying that you exist and that's it. But a strong offer has 3 things: a specific who, a specific outcome, and a specific mechanism. So not we automate your workflows, but you will never miss a call again. So not AI tools, but 24/7 booking assistant. Put those 3 things together and you've got something that a business owner can actually say yes to. Now, the selling part doesn't have to be complicated per se, especially starting out. You just start with 2 calls. First, you're diagnosing, asking questions, understanding the problem, qualifying whether this is a fit or not. And on the second, you just come back with the solution, the timeline, the price, and literally this is the whole framework. The only way to get good at this, honestly, is repetition. So your first call will be awkward, and that's fine. Mine were totally too. But after 20 or 30 calls, you hear the same objections, you have the same hesitations, you hear the same buying signals. So a quick trick is to record yourself and understand in your calls where you lose momentum and where you can improve. Competency 3, client communication. This one keeps clients happy and gets you referral, which if you are thinking long-term is basically free revenue, right? Business owners are not technical by definition. They don't know what a webhook is. They don't care about the platform that you're using. They just want to know what their problem is and if their problem that they have is being solved and you're handling it. So your job is literally to be a translator of complex stuff, communicating in plain English and reassuring them that everything works as per expectation. So here's what it looks like in practice. So instead of saying we're going to trigger an API call from your CRM and parse the data through a formatter before sending it downstream, you say something along the way of every time you close a deal, the system automatically sends the contract to the client and logs it into your spreadsheet. You don't touch anything anymore. Same system, completely different experience for the client. The other piece of this is expectation management. So most client frustration doesn't come from bad work. It comes from misaligned expectations. So be explicit when you talk about deadlines, scope, and what the support looks like after the launch. And then you have to send short updates throughout the project, not just report, but quick messages like, hey, just finished the first part of the build, moving to the second one next week, everything on track. That message eliminates weeks of anxiety for them and frustration from you. Competency 4. No code tool proficiency. Okay, so this is where the technical stuff lives, and notice it's number 4, and this is intentional. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to learn every platform that drops. What you need is to pick one tool, get genuinely good at it, and use it to solve a real problem that the client has. So when I started, I didn't touch anything else until I could consistently deliver with it. Literally the whole strategy. The key is contextual learning. So this means don't learn a tool in vacuum, but learn it to build a specific thing for a specific type of client. So if you're targeting a service business and you want to offer, appointment automation, learn the 2-3 tools that make that build work. And then go find the client who need it, then build the knowledge, then deepen it, and naturally you will land more projects. And here's the things that people don't want to hear. You don't need to know how to build it before you actually sold it. You just need to know that it's buildable. So the number of projects I have taken where I figured out how to build something throughout the delivery, that's honestly most of them. And getting client is the hard part. Building something is literally something you can do while walking the path. Competency 5, project delivery management. This is the skill that makes you look like a professional and gets people talking about you to their friends. Automation projects have a lot of moving pieces. So multiple tools, client dependencies, timeline, they slip. And without a system, things fall through the cracks and client starts to feel uneasy, I would say. And an uneasy client is just a client who doesn't give you a referral. So the setup doesn't have to be complicated. Every client I work with gets their own shared workspace. So I use Notion, but Google Sheet would be more than enough. So long as they see the milestone, they see the status, and they see what's coming next. Literally, transparency in this case kills anxiety. And the client can see exactly where things are, and so they stop checking on you every other 2 days, wondering what's actually happening. So the other principle here is under promise and over deliver always. So if I finish in 5, they are happy. If something unexpected happens or come up, I still have my buffer. And literally this single habit saved me relationship, project, money, and got me referrals. So those are the 5 competencies. Let me wrap them up. Business diagnosis, offer clarity and sales, client communication, no code tools proficiency, project delivery management. So that's the actual foundation of an AI agency that truly makes money. And the honest truth is that you don't need to master all of these 5 when you start. You just need to be good enough to deliver some value and then learning the rest throughout the way and while delivering project. And if you're watching this and you've been learning for a month without reaching out to a single business owner, this is literally your sign to stop consuming and start moving and taking your first steps. So send the message, book the call, and take some action. And if you want help doing this in a structured way and support, I left the first link down below, which is the link to my one-on-one mentorship program where I help you start and scale your AI agency within the next 90 days, reaching $10,000 or more. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're gonna love this video right here.